new information and text messages have been surfacing from Tucker Carlson that could point us to why the company and this commentator split up. That love affair is all over. We getting this new information because of discovery as part of the Dominion voting systems lawsuit, specifically a text sent by the former Fox News host Tucker Carlson on January the 7th of 2021. And here's the text message where Carlson sent to one of his producers. A couple of weeks ago, I was watching a video of people fighting on the streets in Washington. A group of Trump guys surrounded an Antifa kid and started pounding the living shit out of him. It was 3 against 1 at least. Jumping a guy like that is dishonorable. Obviously, is not how white men fight. You know what? I don't know what the hell he means by that. Waj, you want to jump on in here? I don't understand what the hell. What does that mean, Tucker? Come on, Unbossed, and tell us what that.
He should have told that to the group of white dudes in Bayside, Queens, who jumped me and my friends way back in like 2007, because we were talking to some girls. It was like 12 on 4, Nina. I've been jumped by white dudes before.
Wait a minute. Y'all were talking to some girls.
It wasn't me. It was one of my friends was talking to, I guess, the girlfriend or the love interest or whatever of one of their homies, a dude who wasn't even there, by the way. So like the sort of person who this person was accounted for wasn't even there, but his boys stepped up and was like, "Hey, you shouldn't be talking to that girl." And a couple of my friends.
Wait a minute. Why is this happened in the 20th century? You talking about in the 21st century?
Yes,
white men walking up to y'all telling y'all who has a right.
2007 on Bell Boulevard in Bayside, Queens. Yes, and we got jumped. And we got out unscathed. It was fine, but yeah, man, I caught a couple of lumps, couple of fists to the dome. And somebody need to tell those white boys that white men fight honorably, Nina.
Wise, I'm all. We just talked about. We were talking about the lady, the Bryant lady that just died, the one that was responsible for Emmett Till getting murdered, and to hear you say. Anyway, I'm digressing here. I would invite Tucker Carlson to come on Unbossed and tell us what he meant by that comment. It's not how white men fight. I really do. I genuinely want to understand what he means. And there is more, but just a little pause to just dissect that a little bit. The whole message is horrific, but the comment is not how white men fight is right on brand for people like Carlson. Tucker went on to say in his message, yet suddenly, I found myself rooting for the mob against the man, hoping they hit him hard or kill him. I really wanted them to hurt the kid. I could taste it. I could taste it. Then somewhere deep in my brain, an alarm went off. This isn't good for me. I'm becoming something I don't want to be. The Antifa creep is a human being. Go ahead and put Big Waz up. Big Waz, you know what? We got a glimpse into Tucker's soul right there through that text message. And you know what? Even though texting was not a thing in the early part of the 20th century, texting wasn't a thing in the 19th century or the 18th century or the 17th century. I could feel his words because that same spirit that caused this white man to text those words are the same racist ass anti-black spirits of the past. He could taste it, he could feel it. He wanted the guy even killed. Really, dude? And the fact that he felt very comfortable putting that out there in text message, and had it not been for this lawsuit, we wouldn't be able to even discover, so that we can get a glimpse into the heart and the soul of this man who makes between 12 and 15 million dollars every single year to push this kind of trash propaganda. Why, this is it. This is America.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but like I don't think anybody should be surprised that in Tucker Carlson's what he thought would be private correspondence that he has a favorability towards white people. I think if we could have put some bets in Vegas on this type of thing, is Tucker Carlson racist in his personal text messages? I think that everybody would have took the odds that he was, right? So nobody should be surprised by this. I think what's more important is how influential he was in his coverage over there at Fox News. And obviously his personal animus towards other groups informed how he covered our nation's politics and news. And that's the real problem, is that somebody with this big of a microphone, he's not just some individual yokel, hayseed who hates black people and Mexicans or whatever, who has no power, influence, and to be quite frank, I don't really care about, to be honest. But somebody like Tucker Carlson is actually quite influential. And when he has these sort of views on race and class and that kind of thing, it can get to be quite dangerous, Nina.
Yeah, it's very, very dangerous. And let's listen to what Representative Ilhan Omar had to say about this.
I mean, Tucker was the king of hate and loved, fear mongering and picking on immigrants and Muslims in many cases, to make people understand just how dangerous this man was and how many lives he risked with his hateful rhetoric on a daily basis.
Yeah, dangerous indeed, based on what Waz just said about his following. He's just not some average Joe who has no influence, who has no power. He has millions of people who believe, they lean on his every single word. And as a commentator, commentary is one thing. I was talking to a dear friend of mine about this. Commentator is one thing. We don't have wholesale journalism anymore. The journalism of our grandparents or great grandparents' day, that's not happening anymore. But you got people who commentate and they have no soul. It's one thing to lay out the facts and then commentate on that's coming from something that is deep seated in what you believe in. But when you have commentators like Tucker Carlson, he is not a journalist in the purest sense. And when I'm using the word pure, nobody is ultimately pure because people pick and choose all the time. But he is not a journalist, he is a commentator, but he allowed his commentating to dictate even beyond what was truthful and what was real, because all he cares about is the money and the influence. He does not care about the truth. All he cares about is manipulation. He has no conviction to his commentary. I commentate, but I got conviction to my commentary. I lay out the facts, and then I let you know how I feel about the situation, but I believe in what I'm saying. This is not just something for show. And I really actually care about what happens to the people in this country. For people like Tucker Carlson, it's all for show for him. He doesn't care who lives or who dies, as that text message laid out so clearly. The man is vile in every stretch of the imagination. And guess what? He's not the only one. He's not the only vile soul. He's not the only one. But the level of influence that he has means that he also has a level of responsibility, America. And he abdicated his responsibility for ratings. He abdicated his responsibility for money. He abdicated his responsibility for the theater of it all and didn't care about the fallout